everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rebecca Nieves Huffman. For those of you who are stumbling across my video for the first time, welcome. I hope you choose to stick around. Now today I will be sharing my top 10 list of must-haves in the kitchen to prepare for Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas, the holidays. I wish I had a video like this when I first started hosting Thanksgiving and holiday meals in my house. And so with that in mind, I wanted to provide you all what are my go-to items that if I didn't have it in my kitchen, I'd be a little bit lost. Want to let you guys know this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I'm not an affiliate for any of the products that I am going to be mentioning today. I usually post recipes, so if you like this kind of content, please comment below and be sure to tell me of other lists that you'd like for me to provide. Comment below, let me know, so that way I can continue to provide you guys with some content that you like. Let me get right into it. My first item that is on my must-have list is a Pilón. I happen to have a couple. I find that in most Latin homes, this is a go-to item in general all year round, but especially for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Some of us are doing mofongo relleno inside or some kind of mofongo stuffing, which is so delicious. So you will need a pilón. You'll need that also for things like smashing up peppercorns, garlic, that sort of thing. So make sure you have your pilón. I forgot the name of what pilón is in English. My English is not very good looking sometimes, so I will be sure that I list it here. Next item up is a turkey brining bucket, something that's dedicated for brining your turkey. Now, as you can see, this is super basic. I got this at a home improvement store. I think it was Home Depot or Lowe's, one of the two. But basically, you're gonna want, I learned the hard way, you have to label these bad boys, because if you have a son like me that loves science projects, or a husband who will do home improvement projects, or anyone really in the house, you have to label it. So of course, here we go. I used to have an orange one. Man, I'm out of breath. I ran downstairs to go get this in the storage area. If you're wondering what the hell is brining a turkey and what's the process for that, I'll go ahead and link a video that I just uploaded around my turkey recipe, which is pavochón, a turkey that tastes like lechon. It is so yummy. Your next must-have item is a roasting pan. Now, why do you have to get a roasting pan that's dedicated for the bird? Well, because you have to make sure that it is ready for how big the turkey is. You need some depth into your pan. Many of them have these wire racks that it comes with. I don't use it because that brings us to our next item. I bake my turkeys in an oven bag. So it really just, I never really use the wire rack. I just put my bird in a roasting bag and put it directly inside my roasting pan, and I'm good to go. Our next must-have items, boards. Boards of all kinds. You're gonna need a carving board for your turkey too. Cutting boards. You're gonna need to use them for cutting veggies, maybe even fruits. I have all kinds of boards, but I have plastic, I have glass. I even have the boards that are kind of curved on the edges, so that way as you are cutting, you're scooping and you're able to drop it into your pan or your pot. So it's really important to have lots of different kinds of boards, especially if you are the type of home chef or you're in a family where everybody invites themselves into your kitchen and they're like, déjame ayudarte, let me help you. And there are like 5 or 6 bodies in your kitchen and they wanna help and you wanna use people's help. You don't want it to be that you only have 1 or 2 cutting boards and you're holding the process hostage from other people being able to help you out. So get yourself all kinds of cutting boards. Now, believe it or not, this next must-have item will save you a trip to the ER, and that is making sure that you have knives that are sharpened. One of the most dangerous items in your kitchen could be a dull knife. It'll slip, it can cut your hands, so just make sure that you get those knives sharpened. The way I do it is I have one of my tíos who grew up in el campo. Campo is Spanish for the country. And they know their way around the machete and know how to sharpen knives really well. They usually hook it right up and I am good to go for at least a few weeks. If you see my other videos on my channel, you have seen me use this handheld mixer tool. It is awesome. This is amazing for mashed potatoes. This gets all the lumps out. It is really handy. And I have found that throughout the year, like I said, I've used this for many, many other recipes. So you get a lot of utility out of this item. Next on the list are baking sheets and cookie sheets. Pardon how sucio these things look, but these things have gotten more use than I don't know what. You're gonna wanna get a lot of cookie sheets and baking pans because since your oven gets a ton of use on Thanksgiving and Christmas, you're going to want to make sure that you use these babies to put underneath your dishes that are your baking dishes that are baking, you know, your casseroles and desserts that you're cooking. You're gonna bake a pie, put it on top of a cookie sheet because the worst thing is if you put it directly in there and then it spills over and nothing is there to catch it. Use this as your catcher to avoid there being spillage and burning in your oven. And it's really important with all of the dishes that you're gonna be dirtying and all the items that you cook on the big day that you get yourself baking dishes that are both functional, meaning you could put it in the oven, but that are also pretty that you can serve directly on your Thanksgiving table. This one I got at Home Goods, 10 bucks. But I've always had, like this is a set that comes with smaller ones, but just make sure that you get stuff that is functional but also pretty that matches your table decor as best as possible so that way you're doing less dishes and you can serve things directly from, you know, warmed in the oven to the table. Last but certainly not least, make sure you get yourself serving platters that are just beautiful and that look pretty and that are functional. This is actually one of my favorite sets. I've had it forever. I got it at Pier 1 in Port Bendito. They went out of business. This is one that I've had forever. Not something that you put in the dishwasher, you hand wash with the matching serving utensils. So I use this for my appetizers. So while I'm holding the kitchen hostage and everybody's smelling how amazing the food is, I lay out some appetizers for the kids and for my husband and whatever other relatives that are coming over. I lay out my charcuterie on this board. So these are just really beautiful serving platters that, serving trays, serving things. So there you have it, my top 10 must-have list for kitchen readiness on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Here is my question for you. What are your go-to items that are your must-haves for kitchen readiness on the holidays? I want to hear about it. Comment below because there might be some things that you share that I haven't thought about and I can start using. So guys, if you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure that you follow me there at Rebecca Huffman, and I share pretty much on a daily basis. Thank you guys for joining. If you really like this, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notifications bell. I'm Rebecca Nieves Huffman. I'll see you next time for kitchen readiness. Ooh, my camera's bouncing. Why am I going like this? I don't know why. It's like I'm in a Pentecostal church. Alabare.